Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, your boy TPT, coming at you not live and not from Twitch TV. I hope you all are having a fantastic morning, evening, or afternoon. And today we will be doing another one of our Europa Universalis 4 Achievement videos. So, this particular one is Lazarus, which is as Serbia own the entirety of the Balkans as core provinces right there, as you can see here. And we have achieved this. We've also gone a little bit beyond that by this point, as you can see. But I figured I'd just kind of talk you guys through how I got the achievement, as well as my strategy and my general thought process. So obviously, we start off like this. We've just got ourselves 7 provinces, including Kosovo, which, if you don't know, Kosovo is a gold mine at the start of the game. It does become coal, but it starts as a gold mine. And we also have a couple other coal provinces here, which is really nice. And we've also had Hont, which we used as another gold mine, as you can see, making 23 ducats a month from there, 13, 5, and 11. But anyway, that is really going to be the core of your early game economy, which, as you'll see soon, proved to be a pretty significant issue for me. So what I did was I did not ally Bosnia. That is what people usually do as Serbia. Or sorry, that is what the AI usually does, is allies Bosnia, because you are historical friends. And you also always start friendly. So instead, what I did is, it looks like for some reason the replay doesn't actually show it correctly. But I ate Bosnia, and then I immediately released them as a vassal. So it doesn't show it here, but Bosnia actually has all of this land here. I'm not sure why it doesn't show it correctly. I'll just show you. Annexed by Serbia, occupied by Bosnia on the same day. And I'm annexed by Bosnia on the same day. So I did actually release them immediately after eating them. And the reason I did this is because it's much easier to maintain a positive opinion of a country that you have released rather than one that you have forcefully vassalized. And if you completely annex them and then release them, it essentially resets their opinion. So they don't have that forcefully vassalized modifier. As well as like the was it war modifier or anything like that. All they have is, historical friends, and also that it gives them a minus 50% liberty desire buff as well too, which is absolutely incredible. On top of that, Bosnia does start with these 4 provinces, but they do also start with cores on Herzegovina. So I immediately declared war on Herzegovina afterwards. They were allied with Wallachia, so it did take a little while because I couldn't get over to Wallachia. Neither the Ottomans nor Hungary wanted to give me access, which made it quite difficult. As you can see here, the Ottomans actually threatened war for Kosovo, which really, really sucked. I did actually consider restarting at this point, but I decided to just continue on a little bit longer, see if I could maybe make something out of it. Also at this time, Hungary got declared on by Bohemia. As you can see, Hungary did lose to Bohemia, and I took the opportunity to grab my core provinces back. So I got these 3 provinces here. We got Belgrade, Srem, and Bax, which proved to be quite strong for my economy. And then, as you can see there, that's me reintegrating Bosnia. I also declared war on Croatia because they had become independent, which was amazing. So I used that to grab these 3 provinces here. And I believe around this time, Austria was very much not a fan of me because he did get the personal union over Hungary. But thankfully, he had a female heir at one point, which made, I believe it was Hesse, became the emperor, which was amazing because I was able to get positive relations with him, and I was actually able to join the empire. On top of that, I think around this time I was finally able to get an alliance with Poland. It took me like 40, 50 years or something, just because I ran into a lot of diplomatic issues, which became quite troublesome for me. But I did eventually ally Poland, who was very, very important because as a result of allying Poland and being in the Holy Roman Empire, I actually did not have a single offensive war declared on me by the Ottomans. They just threatened war twice for these two provinces, and that was also prior to me joining the empire as well too. So again, I did consider resetting, but I decided to say fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna keep on going anyway. I can always restart. Like, it's not too late. But I did end up joining the Empire. I ended up getting my Polish alliance, and because of that, I did feel relatively safe, and I decided not to reset. As you can see there, that's me eating Silly, as well as I did take Pest. I believe that was from the Austria-Hungary, which gave me a border with Bohemia, which was amazing. If you look there, I also took Venice, which was, I would say, probably one of the best moves I made. I realized, look, Austria has, all of this. Austria was quite powerful at the time as well. They had some pretty strong allies. Can't remember off the top of my head. If you are curious, feel free to head on over to twitch.tv/twinsplayteggett. I did stream most of this run. I streamed most of it, at least. I did play a little bit off camera because I was really, really enjoying it. And also a lot of it was quite boring. There was a lot of waiting, as you can see. Like, there's not really much happening for quite some time. But yeah, so I realized, look, I can't really go east because the Ottomans are here, Austria's here, Poland's my ally. So instead I'll go west. And obviously Venice is an end node as well too, so it's a very profitable node to be a part of. And as you can see here, even before I took these provinces off Milan, I'd already swapped my home node to Venice, and as a result of that, I was making significantly more money in trade than I had made when it was in Ragusa. I also declared war on Bohemia there, took these 4 provinces, which were originally Hungary, including the gold mine, which was incredible, because obviously I was definitely having some issues with money still. Money was definitely quite tight for a long time, but as I'm starting to expand into Italy, I'm really starting to increase my bottom line, and that's starting to make it a lot easier for me. Now, at this time, you'll see there, that was actually my first victory against the Ottomans. I took these 3 provinces here. These 3, Lika, Zadar, and Split, as well as taking both of my cores back here that they threatened war for, and the 2 cores that I started with on the Ottomans at the start of the game, because you actually start with these 2 provinces as cores at the very start of the game. You have until, I think it was 1617 or something, 1614 I believe it was like 150 years, or like 200 years, something like that, to be able to take them, and I managed to get them in time, but like not that long before they expired, to be honest. I think I only had about 30 years left of them. But the Ottomans declared war on Mamluks and Transoxiana, which at the time were incredibly powerful. Between the 2 of them, I think they had about 200,000 men. And so because of that, I was able to very quickly just occupy the Balkans, as well as obviously his capital on Constantinople. And that gave me enough war score before they were able to get back to be able to, take those 7 provinces as a reconquest casus belli, which is really, really nice, because obviously now I'm feeling really good. I've got not 1 but 2 gold mines. I did take a province there of Hungary, which, as you can see, has reformed. And then I ate the rest of them. The reason is because I wanted the border with Wallachia, as Wallachia didn't really have any allies, or at least no one of note. And that would also give me access to this fort right here, which is another mountain fort, giving me a very solid line of defense against the Ottomans by this point. Put one on Zeta. I think I had one on like Smerdovo or Bragachemvo or something like that. And then another one on Temesvar and Kiral Fort, basically giving me an entire line of mountain forts against the Ottomans, which was really, really, it made me feel a lot safer, basically. It made me feel very, very safe, because obviously most of my rich income territories over here, as well as obviously my 2 gold mines, which, Kosovo was on the front lines a bit, but Hont was quite safe, and as a result of that, I did feel quite comfortable by this point in the game. I was making a very significant amount of money, and I was generally just waiting for another opportunity to pounce on the Ottomans. Once again, look at Transoxiana just getting even more powerful. Mamluks not really expanding too much, but definitely just consolidating the territory that they did have. And because of these two being very powerful, it really, really screwed the Ottomans over quite a lot, as they just weren't able to make that eastwards expansion, and they weren't really able to expand west much either, because obviously I was taking up most of the border, and I was allied to Poland. I was also allied to France, I believe, at this point, and the Netherlands as well too. But at the end of the game, I had all three of them as allies. I can't remember exactly what year I allied France first, and then the Netherlands. But obviously by that point it made me pretty powerful. And then as you can see here, I then took my second war against the Ottomans, because once again they were fighting the Mamluks and Transox, and I said that is a wonderful opportunity. And so I decided to take pretty much the rest of these Greece, as well as Albania, and entering into like Macedonia and that here. So that by this point, I'm feeling incredibly powerful once again. I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be getting the achievement, and I'm really just waiting for the next opportunity to strike. And wouldn't you know it, they declared war on Mamluks and Transoxiana again, and then I took pretty much everything else that I needed except for Constantinople. Obviously, I didn't quite have the war score for it, which really sucked. But I intentionally did leave specifically Constantinople up, because it meant that in the final war, I'd be able to very easily get onto their capital. But it was quite funny in this war, because they were fighting Transox and Mamluks this time around. I was definitely allied to France, Netherlands, and Poland by this point. I did not see the first Ottoman stack until I was all the way over here, sieging in like the Tabriz area, which was pretty insane, honestly. They just didn't exist anymore. And by this point, I also just could tell, like, oh, look, you know what? This is definitely going to be my win here. Funnily enough, in that last war as well, for some reason, the Papal States was allied to the Ottomans, but they did not join, nor did they lose their alliance, which I don't understand how that works. I think it might possibly be a bug, but I'm not 100% sure, because I also declare war again, obviously, shortly afterwards here to take Constantinople, as well as a couple other, a couple other extra provinces like Naxos. And I can't remember what it's called, but this little island here. And yep, see, there we go. That's my next war. And once again, the Papal States didn't join. That I actually declared a separate war on them to take those provinces. So it was quite strange that it happened twice in a row. I don't understand why. It said they would join. They didn't break the alliance. They didn't get a truce with me or anything. They just didn't enter the war, which, to be fair, like, I wasn't complaining about, obviously, but they did only have about 80,000 troops, which, I mean, that is a fair number of troops for the Papal States, but generally speaking, by this point in the game, I am, pretty beefy. It's not really any concern of mine. So I'm not 100% sure, how that happened. If you do know, feel free to comment in the comments down below, or join the Discord and let me know, because I'd be very curious how to avoid, allies joining in on wars, when I declare on their allies. And it'd be very useful to know for the future, because obviously I didn't really want to fight the Papal States. They have, they have quite a lot of very high level forts. It kind of takes a while to get through their entire country. Like I said, just generally, I didn't really have any interest in wanting to fight them. So I wasn't complaining. I was just very confused, because I'd even prepared by having about like 2 or 3 stacks on these provinces, and then they just didn't fight it. So I'm not really sure. They don't have the alliance anymore, obviously, but it was just very confusing. And also, the Ottomans is pretty much dead, which I do find quite hilarious. Because he was a pretty consistent thorn on my side. I think it turned out really well in the end. We're making an incredible amount of money here, about 300 ducats a month from Venice trade node, making about 50 ducats a month in gold, 337 in production, 107 in trade, and also an absolute bomb in war reps. As you can see there, we've got Portugal, Sweden, and Aragon. That's because we declared war on Austria, who was allied to all of them at the time. He wasn't allied to Great Britain, I don't think, but But yeah, so he was allied to Lithuania, so we just kind of had to go in there, curb stop him a little bit, and as you can see, we just took a couple extra provinces. But, I decided to call it there because I wanted to start my next game, which is a forever golden achievement run, which is, if you don't know, is as Spain, essentially complete your mission tree. So I have actually already completed that run now as well too, and now I'm currently playing as Persia in the King of Kings achievement over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/twinsplaytekken. Feel free to check it out. I will most likely be going live when I upload this video, so you'll have plenty of time to check it out. And then you'll be able to come on over and join me. I will also be uploading one of these, obviously, for the Forever Golden Achievement once I make it. But I definitely look forward to showing you that one as well too, because I think that one was a very interesting campaign. It was something, I haven't played Spain in quite a long time. I definitely have a couple notes of things that I'd do a bit differently next time. But overall, I think that one went really, really well as well too. But anyway, like I said, if you did enjoy it, feel free to check it out. Like I said, I did stream a lot of this game on twitch.tv/twinsplaytekken. Feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. Feel free to hit that like button, that subscribe button if you enjoyed it. And until then, I will catch you all next time. Peace.